Welcome back to the Birdies and Bourbon Show. Dan, I feel like I should be sipping on a margarita because the Caribbean King gets it done again, man.
Absolutely. Where's the rum? Where's the rum?
Ooh,
Where's the tequila?
I do have some nice, yeah. That's what I'm saying. It should be margarita time right now, man.
Mhm.
I don't know. I mean, what do you think about the Mexico Open? Other than John Rahm ain't going to be back next year.
Yeah, we were joking about that last week. We said, well, Rahm is obviously the best player in the field by far, but the reason he's there is because he's a stand-up guy. He wants to defend. So will he want to defend, or will he want to go play Wells next year? And obviously he wants to go play Wells next year.
That want to is that may be a little bit of a stretch. I mean, I think so. Let me ask you this one before we get into and break down the Mexico. We're going to break down the Mexico Open a little bit. I may have had Tony Finau as a winner in one and done. Now, sadly, it was only at 1.3 million. I'm rounding up, but yeah. I mean, seven figures. Who's complaining over here? Not this guy. I also may have hit an outright on Tony Finau.
Nice.
I did not hit an outright on John Rahm because I didn't bet an outright on John Rahm because I'm also on your side. I don't know that he wanted to be there.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think it was it was happenstance. So let me ask you this question. So here's what I want to ask you. This is the first season on the PGA Tour where we've had I hear it called lots of shit, designated, elevated, whatever you want to call it. The cream of the crop, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you had to grade the PGA Tour right now on strategy and plan, now execution wise is working out okay, right? Other than Rory making a little bit of noise, I mean, there's really not a challenge. Everybody's showing up for the most part,
right?
What do you give them? So if we just had I mean, think about it like you're grading them on a draft scale, right? You got an A, B, C, D. What's the PGA Tour's their strategy in what they're doing for the season?
To B, because the off weeks are just they're rough. They're rough.
And we talked about it last week. I mean, we're just getting into this shit, man. And I mean, the weather, generally speaking, has been really good. So, I mean, it's getting ready to get hot. And I think it's going to take a toll. Did you think Rahm looked tired this week? Or tired or disinterested?
Both. I think he was tired. I think he was disinterested. I think he only played because he was wanting to defend because he's a stand-up guy. He did shoot the course record on Saturday. So that's there.
Indeed.
Try to conserve a little energy, less shots. But no, I think he was tired.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah. And he just couldn't, what did you say? He got Kepked? Is that what you said?
He got Kepked. Yeah. They just were not falling on Sunday.
They
weren't falling.
We got a little flashback of the John Rahm. The reason I say that, was he disinterested or tired? And I think it was probably a combination of both. I think, and it came out in frustration. And I think that, I think sometimes you need, even though he took a week off, but I think you need a little, I think you got to have more than that, right? I mean, when you're playing at this level and you're with even a weak field is still a very competitive field. So, I mean, there's something to be said for that. But I think we saw a little flashback of John Rahm rebranding, if you will, is what I think we saw.
Yeah.
I don't know okay. So let me ask you this. Let's talk about, so first and second, Finau and Rahm.
Yep.
And you may have another golfer you want to throw in. Tony Finau. This is his 6th PGA Tour win, right?
Yep.
And I mean, I think of Tony Finau as always being, I mean, I don't know that I would call him an A-lister, but I would definitely say that Tony Finau is, he's always been a known golfer. Like I think that the casual golf fan that doesn't know what Fantasy National is, they don't play DraftKings, right? Or I think they would still know who Tony Finau is. So and I think Rahm the same way. I think he's built a brand for himself. But who else do you think has built a brand? But and I think the brand is stuck but it really hasn't gotten them to like that star power. It hasn't gained them the star power yet. Who do you think? Is there anybody else?
That's kind of that Finau camp that doesn't have the star power. Oh man, that's a tough one. I mean, you probably go to Homa, right? Probably Homa.
I mean, Homa's built a brand.
Yeah, but he doesn't have star power yet, though, right?
I don't think so. I think he's. I think if you're the golf geek or golf nerd, you know who Max Homa is, and you think he's witty and he's firing off with these things. And then Tony Finau, other than his family dresses up in funny outfits for Christmas or Halloween or whatever it is, all 27 of golf tournaments, yeah, all 27 of them. I don't know. I don't know. It's interesting. I think we talked a little about this with the folks from Filmland Spirits and, building a brand. And I think that the Camp Finau has done a really good job at building an outreaching brand that people want to get behind. And I think Homa's kind of played like the frat boy game. And yeah. I think if you're not frat boy central, I don't know that Homa is really your cup of tea. So maybe Tony's been a little more traditional in his. I
think Tony kind of got to that level sooner than Max, right? So he's been at that level a little bit longer, not necessarily from a win perspective, but from building your brand. And I think he kind of struts around a little bit like he's a little bit above the tier just below him, And I would put Max in the tier just below him. In terms of brands. Ooh. Yeah.
I mean, Max Homa, top 10 player in the world. If you don't count the other major champions that don't play on the PGA Tour.
Well, we'll
probably competing for major championships later this year. We may have to squeeze in a little bit of PGA Championship talk on this one too. I don't know. We'll see where we go and where we get to and how much I have to drink, which is probably going to be a lot. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's stay with the Mexico Open for just a minute. And was there anybody else on the leaderboard that kind of that stuck out at you? Did you were you looking at anybody? Were you watching any of the Mexico Open and you maybe saw someone's attire and you said, that's what I'm going to look like the next time I'm on the golf course?
I don't know about the entire part of it, but I did watch quite a bit.
I want the name. I want you to say the guy's name.
I don't know. You tell me the name. I don't know who you're talking about. I don't know if I saw that guy out there.
Akshay Bhatia.
Oh, okay. In the final pairing. Yeah. Well, left-handed golfer. Yeah. Made a name for himself last year when he got the Corn Ferry Tour and all that kind of stuff. Good. Yeah. Tell me about him.
I gotta get some of these joggers. I gotta get some. All I'm saying is I'm going all. I don't know if I'm going all jogger, but I'm definitely. I'm in, man. I don't know why wouldn't I go jogger? It's everybody's doing. Eric Cole finishes T5.
We had him pegged, right?
I think this is. I think it's a thing, man. Maybe it's the jogger.
Could be the jogger. So. Couple of notables. We talked about Jimmy Walker. Is he back? I mean, finished T15 here last week. I mean, pair of 67 started off.
Yeah. So Jimmy Walker's lone major win.
PGA.
PGA Championship. Wasn't it Quail Hollow?
It was a year before Quail. Because we saw him out there with the trophy at Quail.
Okay. All right. So that's what, yeah. I mean, I was trying to put that together and where did he win his
2017, right? Is that what it was?
That sounds about right. Let's see. Where did he win? Hold on. Before you look, see any guesses? I don't know. I thought I was sold.
2016.
2016. Yeah. PGA. Where are we at? Southern Hills. Okay. I mean, it kind of looks like he's back. I don't know.
Did JT win in 2017?
Yeah. At Quail Hollow, right?
Yeah. The years just go by so fast.
You're not drinking.
I thought it was 2018. Yeah, I thought it was 2018 he won. Okay.
Drink more. So anybody else stand out at the Mexico Open? I got a couple other things I want to talk about before we get to the Wells Fargo Championship, but anybody else kind of?
Brandon Wu, I mean, playing well, definitely going to be probably a one and done pick there next year for sure, considering Tony will be there, but John's not. Cam Champ, we're talking about him. Is he ever going to bounce back and make a cut? Well, there you go.
Indeed he does.
D8. Yes. Yeah. Shut us up for sure. Right. Yeah, I mean, good event, but
I mean, looking at this week, looking at this week coming into the Wells. So, I mean, Akshay, I don't know, has he got gas left in the tank? I mean, young kid, foregoes college and says, hey, I'm going straight to the PGA Tour. Finishes solo fourth. Eric Cole, I think, hey, man, that's absolutely. Emiliano Grillo, he's kind of starting to put something on. You already mentioned Cam Champ. Patrick Rogers been on a little bit of a burner here, so I think there may be something there. You mentioned Brandon Wu. Dylan Wu finishes at T15. Maybe there's something there also. So I don't know. Foreshadowing into where I may be heading in for a DraftKings lineup.
Let me read this off to you. Okay. So let's go top 8. Finau, Rahm, Wu, Beata, Cole, Smotherland, Grillo, Taylor, Champ. Verse.
Yes.
This is where it gets a little tricky. Verse. Gooch, Garcia, Koepka, Vincent, Pereira, Kokrak, Smith, Neiman, Howell, Varner. Ugh, man, that's rough. There's some names on that. There's some names on that leaderboard.
Let's just say that Talor Gooch with back-to-back wins. I like the way that was almost a professional transition there, Dan. I like the way this is going. Yeah. Not that we're professionals, by the way. Hey, and speaking of, while we're there, well, I'll head right back. But if you're not subscribed, you should be. If you haven't liked the show, you absolutely should. Share it with somebody and leave us a comment. Who's your favorite? And leave the comment of who's your pick to win the Quail Hollow. The Wells Fargo Championship this week. Leave a comment. We'll pick somebody and we'll find you, and we'll I don't know. We'll send you a bottle of booze. So as long as you're 21 or older and you don't tell anybody. Okay. Talor Gooch, back-to-back wins, 2 weeks, but north of $8 million in 2 weeks.
Yep.
My one and done. I squandered away a whopping, virtually, mind you, not don't get to touch this. A whopping, let's call it $1.3 million. Yeah, I mean, I think there's, I think we've got, so to your B, I don't know if I would even give it a B. For the PG, here's what I would give. I would give Liv a better score than I would give the PGA Tour.
Okay, so that's a good point. So I gave him a B overall, including elevated and non-elevated. How is the season going? And I'm like, it's a B, maybe it's a B minus. Okay. But comparing Liv versus the PGA in terms of who has better momentum this year from a tour perspective, yes, the Liv they have come. They are on a roll. They're on a roll, especially with the Australia leg was big for them.
But it was one event in Australia. I mean, they've got
two. This was Singapore. Okay,
yeah. No, they've got an all Australian team. And they have one event in Australia. I've never been to Australia. Am I going to go one day? Maybe. I don't know. A lot of places I'm going to go. I guess it's on the list. I don't know if it's close, but you've got an all Australian team. I think Cam Smith finished 7th or 8th. I don't know.
6th.
Okay. So, I mean, don't you think they're spending a little bit more time there? I mean, if we're global, right, and we're going to bring this worldwide, why aren't you exploiting that all Australian team? And I'm sure they did. I'm sure they have plenty of events and things that were going on. I mean, and Cam Smith, I mean, he looks like he's in party mode, man. I mean, he's like he is party mode all the way, 100%. And I don't know that he has the talent. That him not taking golf seriously, still the equation, you wind up with a good golfer.
Yep. And so you bring up a good point. So why don't you have more events in Australia? And maybe they will. Maybe they'll have 2 next year in Australia because they have such a big Australian team and the stars and everything. But this year, supply and demand. So do one event, make sure everybody shows up, blow it out so it's all over Twitter and TV and everything else, and like all these crowds and everything. And then next year you add an event, right? But they're doing the F1. It's supply and demand. We want big crowds when these guys come. They're doing the opposite of what the PGA Tour is doing, which is saturation. So that's just the difference in the mentality of what you're trying to do from an economic perspective, from an attendance perspective with your tour.
Okay.
They're not playing every week. They're playing.
Nah,
Yeah,
hey,
that's what it is. They're playing. The PGA Tour plays probably 45 times a year, 50 times a year.
And Liv says we're not playing enough. It's like I'm going over here so I don't have to play as much golf. But now it's I'm not playing enough golf. I mentioned foreshadowing earlier. Brooks Koepka finishes third at 16 under. I think I don't know what the futures look like for Brooks at the next 2 US based major championships, but I think it's a bet. I think it's a bet regardless of what the number is.
He's feeling it. Yeah.
Clearly he's healthy. And he's playing good, man. And he's a fucking major killer. I mean, when he shows up at a major, I mean, he's there to win.
Yep.
Back up with the top 5, and nobody's losing money. So I think we're in good shape there. Who else we got? Oh, speaking of Liv, I hear they're starting to, maybe it's a dual duathlon. Or I guess I should say biathlon of an event, and they're going to incorporate track day with course day.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool.
I don't know if you saw, but I think Patrick Reed did not finish very well. Where did he finish? He finished. He finished 14th. So better than half the field. I'd say the track one on the other side. That Porsche if it's his, allegedly,
yes.
Patrick Reed's Porsche had a track day, and it came out a little rough.
Rough. Yeah. So he wins the Masters, and then he goes out and he orders himself a GT2 RS with a Masters themed paint and interior, right? So it's like a dark green Porsche with yellow accents, and it shows up on Twitter with 300 miles. Pictures of it show up on Twitter with 300 miles, and it's just completely wrecked, right? And I read through a lot of the comments, read through the articles on different magazines or whatever those publications were, and nobody had any good explanation on what happened. And his camp's been very silent about it. They haven't answered any questions that I've seen with 300 miles. And the only explanation that looked reasonable to me is that he went to a track day, or somebody went to a track day and hit a wall. Yeah. I mean, in that car is like, I think they said in the article, is like $500,000 car. And it's somewhere around there for sure. And it is the beast from Porsche. I mean, it is their monster road certified car. Yeah.
I got to message Kessler and see what the scoop is. I don't think maybe, I don't know. We'll see. So I got to ask him if he was out showboating in the Porsche.
Yeah, I mean, number one, hopefully everybody's okay. Hopefully nobody got hurt.
Absolutely.
And what a car. Thing was phenomenal. I mean, the spec and everything was just 100%. Don't give me a green jacket. Give me one of those. I'm just kidding. Give me the green jacket. But he did a.
Yeah, but on my second victory. On my second victory, I'll take the Porsche.
Yeah, exactly. What a phenomenal car. But I hope everybody's okay. And there's so many, and at salvage, even though it was totaled, they still got like $150,000 for it.
Sure. Yeah. So when you get your Porsche, what color are you going to get?
Well, I thought about it hard, and like we talked about on this show here, probably just go chalk.
No. I like it. Yeah, that's okay. No, chalk it is. No, I'm gonna go for a blue one, by the way. Something vintage, blue and vintage. Matches my watch. What are you gonna do? All right. Anything else? I mean, we got to get to the Wells Fargo Championship. We got a bunch of fun shows coming up this week. Where we got a couple this show, obviously, and then we got another show that's releasing we did with Film and Spirit. So I'm excited to have those guys on for the other major championships. That's going to be fun to throw back a bottle or two or a glass or two, I should say, and talk a little golf.
Exactly.
What? Yeah. What else? What else did we miss this week in golf?
I think you hit it all, man. Talor Gooch. Talor Gooch. Did we talk? We didn't even talk yet about the U.S. Open, right?
Well, we did not. Okay, so before the U.S. Open, we're gonna have the PGA Championship, of which Talor Gooch, just coming off of back-to-back wins on Tour Live Tour, $8-9 million in 2 weeks. He is in the field for the PGA Championship. By the way, check us out at Birdies_Bourbon on Instagram. Go to the link tree in our bio, and Rebel PGA Championship release at Oak Hill, 120 proof, 5-year. Find it there.
Nice.
So Gooch is in for the PGA Championship. He is not in for the U.S. Open. I guess if he wins the U.S. Open, well, maybe you know this. Why is he not in the U.S. Open? What's happening there?
The rule changed this year, and it said that it used to say if you made it to the Tour Championship last year, then you would be included into the U.S. Open for the following year. This is my understanding from reading just articles. And then this year they changed it to if you made the Tour Championship last year and you're eligible this year, then you can play the U.S. Open. In other words, he's not eligible because he's no longer a PGA Tour pro.
Yeah, copy that. So if he wins the PGA Championship, is he now eligible for the U.S. Open?
I would think so. Yeah, I would think that if he wins that or places well in that, then he would have enough OWGR points to be able to get into the U.S. Open.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Okay, I see. Yeah, I see where you're going there. Yeah, I don't know. So what you're saying is don't pick Talor Gooch as my one and done this week. I may want to use him down the road somewhere.
There you go.
Or maybe I could use him twice.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Brooks Koepka, man, he is absolutely on the radar. I guess Gooch could be too. I mean, if I'm picking Koepka over Gooch for any tournament, I'm probably taking Koepka, even though Gooch just won back-to-back. I don't know, man. The degrees of seriousness that these guys are taking on their golf. I mean, does it really? I mean, it's competitive, yes. I mean, they kept talking about Rahm and Finau playing at Silverleaf. Oh, they love to get in Ben Herman's deep pockets when they got him out there at Silverleaf playing around. I don't know. Interesting to see, and looking forward to more live guys showing up at and contending in major championships.
And I think the majors are as well, because if the Masters is any indication of the way that the ratings are going to go, they said it was like the best ratings in 5 years, right? So why wouldn't you want them there?
Hey, Phil's still playing fine. I mean, it could be a thing. What was it? Yeah, it's a PGA Championship. Phil won the oldest major champion. Yeah, at Kiowa. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Maybe he'll become the next oldest guy to win a major championship.
Break his own title. Yeah, there you
go. Could be. All right. Anything else before we head to Quail Hollow, Dan?
Nah, I think that's it. Let's get over to Quail. It'll be fun.
All right. If you haven't refilled, you definitely should. We won't keep this brief. Well, maybe we will. But let's head to the Wells Fargo Championship at Quail Hollow. All right, here's where we are. We're Charlotte, North Carolina. What's South Park side of town, right?
Yes.
Ish, yeah. And I mean, maybe if you show up, Dan, this is to you and the guy that's listening, the person that's listening. Let's be inclusive here. The person that's listening, if you see Ric Flair, tell him I said hi. Just tell him I'll see him at Cowfish soon. That's what I'll leave you with. Exactly. Do you remember when we got that picture, Christmas picture with Ric Flair?
Yes. He was a nice guy. Yeah,
he was nice until he spilled his dip cup on me.
Like,
shit.
And you still got the shirt.
Still got the stain. Put a napkin in that shit, kid. What are you, a rookie?
What are you, a rookie?
Okay, Quail Hollow, Wells Fargo Championship, 156 players, top 65 and ties make the cut. We're plus 7,500 yards here. It's a par 71. It is a beast of a course, and no pun intended. I don't think it's a movie reference, but 16, 17, and 18 is labeled as the Green Mile for obvious reasons. I mean, the last time we just saw this, right, in September. We just saw Quail Hollow in September. We've got a lot of familiar faces here. We've got a lot of players that have bounced around. They played well at Quail Hollow. So I think it's going to be a pretty exciting week. So let's see, previous winners. So Max Homa, defending champion. Mind you, that was at TPC Potomac. That was not at Quail Hollow. But he is the most recent Wells Fargo champion. Rory McIlroy wins here at Quail Hollow in 21. Max Homa wins here again in 2019. Jason Day wins here in 18. Brian Harman in 17. That's at a different course. James Hahn and Rory McIlroy again. Rory McIlroy. It's off the tee, right? I mean, this is hammer down, hit fairways, and you're going to have long approach shots coming into this thing, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Other than it's hard as hell, and we got to get up there to play, Dan. I don't know if I really got anything else to say about the golf course. I'd rather talk about the golfers and figure out how we're going to win some money this week.
It's a big boy course. It's you got to be able to be a ball striker, right? And there's no way around it. Now, I would say from those past winners, this is a different tournament this year because this is an elevated event. Now, we don't have Scotty and Rahm there, but it is an elevated event, so the field is a lot stronger than it has been in the past.
No Scotty, no Rahm. So Rahm, when's the next time we see Rahm? I think it's at the PGA Championship.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he ain't playing the Byron Nelson next week in Texas.
No.
Scotty Scheffler, I think, is going to be playing the Byron Nelson. I think he's not here because he's a Texas guy, and he's going to be playing the Byron Nelson. So I think he's taking this week off.
Yep, 100%.
By the way, I did hear that Rory McIlroy's $3 million, his gig, it was PIP money that he's going to lose.
Yeah, I believe it when I see it.
Losing $3 million in PIP. The PIP money's like, we're never going to know. We're not going to see it. Okay,
they ain't taking shit away from him.
No All right, let's see our friends. Let's head to our friends at fantasynational.com, and at the $10,000 range and higher. No surprise, Rory McIlroy tops it out at $11,100. John Rahm's probably a little upset about this, in that Rory's that closely priced to him at the Mexico Open last week. That's what I would say.
I know.
We got Rory McIlroy, the X-Man, Cantlay. Look at that tandem duo there. Tony Finau, who ranks out Model 1, looking at the last 24 rounds, by the way. Are you starting in the $10,000 range in the elite priced tier of golfer? Are you heading in that direction?
Look at Rory, 2 missed cuts, Masters and the Players. Wow. I didn't remember that. I know he missed the cut, the Masters. I forgot he missed the cut, the Players too.
I didn't. Yeah. I don't know that I remember the player. If you go back and listen, I probably talked about he's got some kind of injury or something going on that we don't know about. Either that or he's playing a lot more tennis, which probably isn't good for the home front.
I'm not going to start here, but I will likely have some lineups that, flow into here.
Let me say this. If you're playing somebody in the elite priced tier, who are you playing?
Schauffele. I think I like Schauffele. RBC Heritage 4th, T10 at the Masters, T19 Players, T39 on the API, T33 Genesis, model rank 3, 13.3% projected ownership, same as his brother, Patrick Cantlay. So yeah, I mean, he's putting really well, 21st in putting. I think he's playing.
And that's exactly where I'm going. And if I had Patrick Cantlay available, that might be my one and done this week. I think this is a great spot. And could be a great opportunity. I mean, the ball striking, solid, off the tee, more than solid. It's I think it's Cantlay for me. I don't know how much interest Finau is going to have. I think Finau's showing up. I mean, he's got the traveling entourage already in tow. So, you keep him on the Ferris wheel, baby, right? Just keep him moving. But yeah, and Rory, is he going to miss the cut here? I would be extremely surprised. I would be very surprised if he misses the cut. However, I might be more surprised if he wins than if he missed the cut here.
That's why he didn't play Harbour Town. He didn't want to miss 3 cuts in a row. He hates that course.
They said it wasn't easy, but I mean, who am I to judge? So Cantlay's my guy. Okay, $9,000 range. Where you going? You starting at the top?
Well, I mean, number one, we got to look at Max, right? Max and Matt. You got to look at both of those guys and Viktor. This is the elite group right here. I mean, this right here, those 3 guys, Max, Matt, and Viktor. Max, 2-time winner, only once here. $9,400, missed the cut at RBC, T43, Players, T6, T14 API, second the Genesis. He's kind of cool. So I'm not on the Max camp on this one. I just don't think he's been playing that great. He missed the cut at the other thing too, with the Morikawa. The
match play. Yeah.
Zurich. Yeah, he missed the cut there. Yeah, and that was not a strong field. I think I might start a Viktor down here. I mean, so model rank 9th, $9,200, 25% projected ownership. That's maybe not. It's a little bit high. Is that an error, or is he that much owned this week already?
I don't think it's an error. I think that's probably a play. I mean, ball striking just impeccable right now. It's if he hits fairways and he strikes the ball, the around the green game is gonna, it's gonna be out the window. They're back on Bermuda, which I don't necessarily know that favors Viktor Hovland all that well. But off the tee, approach, ball striking, I mean, everything just points to Viktor and says this could be a win for Vicky Hov.
But coming off a win, you got Fitzpatrick, who won RBC. He's ball striking it. Model rank 44, $9,300, 12% projected ownership, half of that of Viktor. Kind of like Fitzpatrick. I think out of those 3 guys, I like Fitzpatrick the best, and we haven't even gotten some other guys yet.
Fitzy's my guy. I don't. I think Homa. I think he's a fade for me. I think Fitz is my guy in the $9,000. So there's a few, right? I think that, to your point, I think this is where the stars are. I think the winner comes out of the $9,000 range is what I think. And it's Sungjae Im. Nobody's talking about him. 13% ownership, that's a maybe. Spieth, that's
great. Look into second, T4, T3, T19, T4. He's playing great golf. And Sungjae just came off a great event at the Zurich with the visor, and I mean, he's playing great golf too.
Yeah, we're not going to be able to pick 6 people in the $9,000 range, unfortunately. I wish we could. Jason Day ranks out well here. Winner.
Yep.
He's been playing pretty damn good. So I don't know. Would I say Jason Day's back? I mean, he ain't no Jimmy Walker status, but I don't know that he ever got to Jimmy Walker status on the other side either to get to the current status of Jimmy Walker. So Yeah, I think it's Fitzpatrick for me, and I'm with you. It's that. Well, here's the thing. So if you're gonna eat chalk, do you eat Victor, which might well be over 30%, or do you go Fitzpatrick and do you lean somewhere else? I know I'm getting a little ahead of the game, so
I like Fitzpatrick and then go somewhere else.
yeah.
You know?
Okay. All right. No, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good with that. There's
For
nobody,
DK,
by the way.
for DK, yeah.
Yeah. There's nobody that I want to fade in the $9,000 range, mind you. I think everybody is full fucking send here, man.
And Morikawa, I mean, we haven't even talked about him, but you know, he's been on fire as well. So he's played.
Would not be surprised if he wins this golf tournament.
No.
Hold on. Let me we'll talk about where the $9,000 ranks out in history in a minute. Okay, let's go to $8,000.
Past winner.
Yes, sign me up, start me at the top, and I'll take it all.
I'll take JT, I'll take Rickie, I'll take Cam Young. I don't know about Burns. That's gonna win. Hatton, you know, this is definitely a Hatton kind of course. Yeah, I mean, all of them. Yeah.
Hey man. I mean, and think about this. Think about what we saw at the President's Cup with in September. I mean, you've got Tom Kim sitting out here at $8,400. It's 3% owned.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, so granted, think about this. The course itself, they did they rerouted the course for the President's Cup because they wanted to make sure 16, 17, and 18 were going to be played by everybody, right? Because you wind up in a match play event, and hey, you know, we're up 5 and we're at 14. It's like, yeah, well, we're good. We're not finishing. You know, you're done. So they rerouted, but it's going to be the same holes. It's going to be the same golf course. And the President's Cup, without a doubt, I mean, it's a different event than what's happening here. But I mean, Tom Kim hasn't been, has he been playing great? I mean, no, but has he been making cuts? Yes, generally speaking, except for the RBC. I don't know, man. There's a lot of $8,000 guys that I want to go to. I'm with you. Starting at the top of the board, I take the first 3 without a doubt. That's a surefire play. I think I might jump straight to Sahith, and he might be my number 2.
Yeah, he could be.
Once I decide on who I'm playing up top, and I think this $8,000 range. I mean, I think if you know it's. So we got to think about it 2 ways. Is it let's build the optimal lineup or let's build the most contrarian lineup? And I think if we go contrarian, right, to low ownership, I think that you've got a lot of single digit folks down here in the $8,000 range in Tommy Fleetwood, Sahith Theegala, Tom Kim, Tyrrell Hatton. I mean, they're $8,000 range. I don't see any reason that you're going to have to spend $10,000 or more on any golfer this week.
To hit this sneaky been good, man. I mean, T5, 9, 74, T14, T6. And what do you think out of those tournaments there? Quail kind of follows Genesis and API.
Genesis for sure. Yeah. And I mean, the API maybe lengthwise. I mean, there's definitely more, Quail Hollow's hilly, API, not so much. So, but yeah, for sure. The Genesis, I think that's a good course comp. Yeah.
Yeah. And he was 6th at Genesis. He's been playing great golf. Yeah. I could camp out there all day long too.
Fleetwoods, you gotta sprinkle them around, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Harmon, even though previous winner, he's a no for me. All right. Anybody else in the $8,000 range you want to hit on?
No, you hit on them there. Yeah.
All right. 7,000. We can probably make this one quick. So interesting. Wyndham Clark, I think it was like $9,600 last week, give or take. He was definitely in the $9,000 and higher range. Didn't have a great showing, but he shouldn't be tired. But for me, I think I think it's Keith Mitchell. I think that maybe there's some Taylor Moore coming in here, and Patrick Rogers. I mean, those are kind of the three that I'm looking at and saying that's probably some direction for me.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just going through the rest of them here. See if anybody else popping at the lower end of it. I don't really see anybody down here that's popping at this. So Weber, home course, right? But just no recent form.
Didn't he miss the cut last year?
I think so.
I didn't. He may have been going through some injury challenges. Keegan Bradley is one that might at $7,700. Keegan could be. So yeah, for me here, it's Keith Mitchell, good track record. I'll forego the last missed cut that he had. Wyndham Clark, he could be tired. I mean, if at 78 and 77, I might lean away from, even though I do think this is going to be it's a bomber's course, right? Generally speaking. But yeah, I think I'm going Keith Mitchell over Wyndham, and then I think I'm dropping to Keegan Bradley. Gary Woodland, he's interesting play here, I suppose.
High ownership though, 15%.
Yeah, so that's probably a good direction away from what's Emiliano Grillo's ownership at. So he's got a good track record here, and he's been playing good lately.
11.5, but that's a play for sure.
Yeah, yep. He's a play. All right, who else? Anybody else in the low? Because we're gonna probably have to get into the low. So here you go. So what are we gonna do with Akshay Bhatia?
How much is he?
He is $7,000. Played here in 2021, missed the cut. Well, hold on just a second. Did he really? Was that here in 2021? Yeah, it was here. Okay, 2021. Played here, missed the cut. Recent form though looks really good, and he's got those sweet joggers. I mean, they're sweet.
You taking him over Adam Scott?
Why would you say something like that? I mean, why would those words come out of your mouth?
Well, your boy AS is up here.
Hold on. Adam Scott's not in the field.
Yeah, well, he's right there. $7,300.
What? Oh yeah.
Oh no. Maybe I ought to get over to Charlotte, see what's going on.
On second thought, when I get my Porsche, it's going to be blue, and it's on its way to Quail Hollow. No, I think I'm going to go Akshay over Adam Scott until Adam Scott starts wearing joggers. Maybe out.
Tan joggers.
It's like they should just get that man a jumpsuit. That's what they should do.
They should.
All right. So I don't. Yeah. No Webb Simpson for me. Bo Hostler. I mean, he hits it long, but I'm probably not on the Bo Hostler wagon. Akshay. Do you think he's going to be tired though?
Yeah, I do.
All right. So we're off on Akshay then. Okay. Who else? Anybody else in the $7,000 range? That's just that's a must play. There's a lot of $7,000 and $9,000 might be our sweet spot this week.
It's a sweet spot. I think they probably should start in the $7,000 or to start in the $8,000 range. There's so many people there. Yeah.
What about the $6,000? Where are you gonna? We got to start building out like a total dog lineup. Like if we're at the bottom of the pile. Who are we taking?
I don't know if that's gonna. I guess it could be a good one because of ownership, but these fields, I guess, they're just packed with these, stars, right? So it's hard to do that. But where are you starting?
I mean, can I get away from Ches Reavie?
It's a good one.
6,000. I mean, I don't know why I would. I mean, $6,500, T15, miscut, T18, T42. And even though I keep saying it's a bomber's course, but last week was too, and Che played pretty good at Mexico.
Eric Cole,
100%. I'm just going to keep hammering down on that guy. I mean, he's not the longest guy, but yeah, there's something's cooking with that fella, and I think he's there. I'm not going to take the EVR bait. That's not going to happen. When's the last time we saw Mackenzie Hughes? He's at $6,800. He was T9 here last year. Let's see.
RBC missed the cut. Masters T29. Players missed cut. API 61st. Genesis T50.
All right. Yeah, maybe not. Who else do you like down here? Who else? If we got to get in the $6,000 range, you got to give me a couple.
Dylan Wu. So model rank 28, $6,700, 5.4% projected ownership. T15 last week, T39 Valero, T16 Punta Cana, T58 Valspar, T35 players. That's solid for that kind of price right there.
Yeah, I think you could play Wu Brothers here, and I mean probably from this point forward, and not be disappointed with the outcome. So, yeah. Anybody else in the $6,000 range? By the way, I did make a little money on DraftKings last week, so
Cam Champ
going to be able to play.
T8 last week. Bomber. Is he making the turn? I don't know. I think it's a little bit too tough of a course, but I don't know. What do you think?
I think around the green absolutely sucks. Off the tee is absolutely great, and I mean this is not a resort course for sure that they just finished in Mexico. So
it's not.
I don't know. We could be back on the train. What do we got in the past 5? Missed the cut in 2019. I don't think so.
No,
I'm not taking the I wear 2 different colored shoes bait. Well, okay, hold on. Hold on. $6,500. Give me a little T for Texas. T72 in 21, T45 in 2019. And I think he's been playing just fine in some I mean, he played good at Heritage. A couple of the other tournaments, I don't know that, you know, they definitely weren't elevated, but I mean, there's a lot of folks missing. What do you think? Is it time to, and Jimmy looked really cute laid out down there along the pond, the lake, whatever they call it, with the trophy, kind of sprawled out, you know, doing the thing. It's like, oh,
I'm on him. I told you, I think he's back. You know, I mean, T15 last week, T25 at Heritage, T22 at the Valero, T49 at Honda, missed the cut at Valspar. I mean, this is for that kind of price. He's been playing good golf. Yeah, and yeah, we know he's played it before. I'm on him. Yeah.
All right, I'll take some.
We got putter, 23rd in putting.
Yeah. Hey man, I'm with you. I'm on Jimmy Walker. All right. What do we got? Where we heading?
Do a lineup?
Yeah, why not? Tisk.
Tisk.
Giving out full lines. Let's see. All right. So you want to start in the 8,000 or 9,000? Where do you want to start?
Let's see. 8,000.
Okay. So you just want to go 89, 88, 87?
We can do it. You want to do it?
I do. That does pigeonhole us into we're now at $7,800. By the way, that was
then give us 2 of the 3. Two of the 3. Who do you want? Do you want JT, Rickie Fowler, or Cam Young? Which 2 do you want? Which one don't you want?
Shit. That's a tough one. I don't want.
I'll give you some ownerships here. So JT 16, Fowler 16, Young 20.
Shit. Everything says we got to Bogart Young here.
Okay. Fowler and Thomas it is. All right. Where you want to go next?
So we're at 8,000. Do you really want to go Jimmy? You want Jimmy Walker? You want some Walker action?
I mean, he's been playing great, and why not?
Well, that'll free us up. And hold on, how many? We got 3 left, so that bumped us up to 86.
Yep.
It's Dylan Wu or Brandon Wu that's in the $6,000 range.
It was. I think
it's Dylan
7,000. I think it was Dylan. Yeah. You want that? Oops,
hold, please. All right, Dylan Wu, $6,700.
Yep.
Finished T62 here last year. And I mean, that's all we need is just make the cut.
Make the cut. And then you got two guys at like in the 9,000. You can get both Hovland and Fitzpatrick, or Fitzpatrick and Homa.
What's Woo's
or
ownership?
Spieth.
What's Woo's ownership? Woo his resume says he wants to be the next Caribbean king.
Mm-hmm.
T15 in Mexico, T39 Valero, T16 Punta Cana, T58 at Valspar.
He's 5.4.
Okay. Sold.
Okay. So now you could take, I think we could take Spieth and Homa, or Spieth and Fitzpatrick. I think we talked about not really playing Homa. We like Hovland, but Hovland's highly owned.
Yeah, I think I'm a fade on the chalk on that one.
So we'll take Fitzpatrick?
Shit, well, we just got rid of Cam Young.
Oh, we were about to Cam Young?
I'm saying we canned him, and now we're in a position that I don't know. I mean, do we want to go to Cam Young?
Let's go to Cam Young.
T51 at Heritage, T7 at the Masters.
And that gets us Finau. Or Morikawa or Spieth.
Cam Young finished T2 here last year. I think we got to go.
That might be my one and done. If it was 2 here last year.
Okay. So we've got $10,400 left. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time Tony Finau, well, or would it be? Correct me if I'm wrong. Would it be the first time Tony Finau has won back-to-back tournaments? If we go with Finau? I don't think so.
No, I thought he won a couple last year, like the John Deere, not John Deere, but the at 3M and stuff.
Yeah,
right?
He did. He did. Yeah. Shit. I don't. Where do you want to go, man? Who do you want?
I think Fitzpatrick's your guy.
Fitzpatrick is definitely my guy.
Because he wasn't that much owned, right?
No, low ownership, and we're $1,100 to the good. Not that we get to take that with us. No, it's virtual. We're good.
Right.
I think Fitzpatrick is. Go ahead and chalk it up as my one and done. How about that? Okay.
And I'm taking Cam Young because
yeah. I mean, Fitzy's just fine here. Where's he at? Matthew Fitzpatrick, also T2 here last year.
Yeah.
I think it's a go for me. He just wanted Heritage. It could be another think about this. Think about Tony Finau and Matt Fitzpatrick in the final pairing on Sunday in Charlotte at Quail Hollow for the Wells Fargo Championship. And these guys, the most recent winners, this could be scripted shit, man. I mean, this could be Vince McMahon all the way around happening.
Mm-hmm.
I'm locked in, man. I like it. I think it's a solid play.
I do too.
We'll see where it goes. But if that Jimmy Walker thing fucks us, it's totally your fault. Okay, so are we gonna have another show this week, or do we need to talk about it now?
No, we're releasing Film and Spirits on Thursday.
Yeah, I know, but are we going to come back on and talk about this event that's happening in Kentucky this week?
Yeah, we need to. We need to come back on. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not ready. Yeah.
All right. Well, I knew. You won't be ready when we come back on, by the way. But I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's Angel's Envy. You got to get. I think Angel's Envy and Forte. I think it's going to be interesting. But that'll be for the next show. What mint juleps all around, and we'll see where that goes. Okay, so I got some shit. Well, I don't know. Where do you want to go ahead, and then I'll follow up.
No, I think we touched on everything that we want to touch on from a golf thing. Still watching the same show. Succession is the best show on television right now, by far.
Last week, can't get that in Atlanta.
It's just amazing. It's an amazing show. But yeah, no, what you got?
What do I have? Shit, now I can't think of the name of the fucking show. I'm gonna have to Google this.
I don't like the direction Rabbit Hole's gone. I'm like, I'm looking at the Kiefer show. I'm like, it's
totally
too weird. Yeah,
it's totally lost me. I'm not entertained. I am not entertained, and I'm not entertained. And no, it's like, come on, man. I mean, it's bad writing at this point. I don't. Well, we're now down to I'm a B-list actor and I can't deliver and the writing is shit. And by the way, did the writers go on strike today?
It's tonight at like midnight or something like that, 10 a.m. or 10 p.m. or something like that. We'll know in the morning.
Did they say? They didn't say for sure. They were just preparing, right? They were
I think if they don't have a deal tonight, I think they can strike. Yeah.
They can. It doesn't mean they're going to, but they can strike. Yeah.
We'll see.
What I got? Here. Okay. So it's not a show.
We better hope not, because if they do, this show's going to shit.
What are you saying? We're going to lose our riders?
Yeah.
That's hold on just a second. Are you saying that there are people that have podcasts about golf and bourbon and they have writers and it's scripted and they read through the thing? They don't just get on there and talk about it?
Only thing I'll tell you is, ladies and gentlemen, listeners, if there is a writer's strike, listen to Cal's next week's monologue and see if there's any impact.
Hold on. Do I even do a monologue? Does that even exist?
I guess we're going to need one next week. Get Dixie on that right.
Dixie is Dixie's high stepping. I got to say that name. I shouldn't say that so loud. She'll be down here chiming in from the peanut gallery. Okay, so have you watched the movie? I got to make sure I say it right, because earlier I said Tetris, not Tesla.
No, I haven't.
Like the car.
I haven't.
Okay.
No. Is it good?
All right. So let me go ahead and tell you. It is just don't go into it thinking because I already know what you're thinking. You're like, I don't want to play this boring ass fucking Tetris game, and right going down through the no. Just erase everything from your memory banks, and it's a rabbit hole for sure. I mean, you'll watch it and you'll be instantly, the acting fantastic. And I'm sure it's embellished for cinematic tendencies, but there is a lot of factual stuff. Not that I was there, and not that I was engaged, and not that they've told me that, but I mean, just in what you can see. I mean, it's the Tetris company actually accepts the movie, and they're like, yes, this is a somewhat accurate portrayal of what's happening. It's fucking good, man. It's like a serious James Bond kind of. It's like it's the business side of all the Jack Reachers and the or John Ryan, Jack Reacher, Jack Ryan, the the Reachers. It's the business side of that, and it's like, and there aren't really any. They're not shooting, and it's not a shoot 'em up. It's not a kill 'em up, but it is absolutely this company and this and these cowboys, as they call them. I guess I'd have to call them cow people in today's woke and inclusive times. But yeah, I think
I'll check it out. I'll check it out.
You'll like it, man. Tell me the homework for the week.
Okay, homework for the week.
Don't lose us any money betting, and watch Tetris.
There you go. There is another show on Apple. I was just checking out Tetris on IMDb because I've seen the title. I just haven't actually dug in because I didn't think it was going to be that you would want to watch. But I will. Yeah.
No, you look at it and it's like, I don't want to watch a fucking video game thing. I don't give a shit about that. The video game is the reason that everything that happened, like it is. So I told you I've watched a few episodes of Succession.
Yeah.
And this is Succession before it was a thing, before there was a McCulkin involved in it. How about that?
There you go. Yeah. I told you with Succession, you've got to get past for like season 1 episode. Just do past all of season 1, but especially season 1, episode 5. It's such a slow start. But then once you get into season 2, it just builds and builds, and this season's just freaking phenomenal.
What's the one where he's jerking off in the high rise and he like splooges on the window?
One of those. I don't know which one it was. I can't remember. I only watched it the one time, so I haven't watched. I think that was season 1.
Yeah, sure you did. Sure you did. Sure.
I think that might have been season 1. I forget. But new one I've been watching on Apple. Have you watched Drops of God?
No, I have not.
It's a cool new show. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. It's about this girl that was never, like, her and her father didn't get along. They didn't talk and all that kind of thing. And then he passes away, but he was like one of the biggest wine guys in the world. And then
I did read that.
She has to go. Yeah, it's really cool.
It looked it sounded very documentary to me, but you're saying it's not documentary. It's yeah. Okay. All right.
It's good. Yeah, I think it's fiction. And like
loosely based on anybody. Is there any?
I don't know.
Leanings there?
I don't know. I haven't put it together. Might be, but it's good. Yeah, it's good. I like it. Yeah, definitely check that one out. Worth it.
I like that. All right. What else is happening? Yellow Jackets. Have you watched that? Have you started that yet?
All
right. You got it. You got to do it. Were you a fan of Lost? I know I've talked about this before, but so you don't like Lost?
I never really watched Lost either. Yeah.
Fuck. You probably ought to go back and watch that too. I mean, this fairy tale world that you're living in. I mean, this is exactly what this is. This is real. I mean, it's fairy tale for some people. It could be reality for you, Dan.
All right.
As a bot.
Good stuff. When am I going to find time to watch any of this Wells this week?
You're probably not going to want to watch much of it. What's the weather? So I'm in Atlanta. You're in Raleigh.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
And this past weekend, it rained like a motherfucker.
Oh my gosh.
Right. And wind. I mean, it wasn't tornado-ish wind, but it was like, I mean, we got 20 or 30 mile per hour gusts consistently. Like there, I guess, I mean, it was, 15, 20, and then you'd get 30 mile per hour gusts. It's still, I'm looking out the window right now over the cemetery. Oddly enough, I do live beside a cemetery. And the trees are, they're shaking in the wind.
Yeah. Maybe, it's windy here too. Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like it wants to rain now.
Ooh, well, it could. So I may be heading I got to call Madamski and, let me think about, and Tapper. I did get your message, and the 20th is probably going to be good for me at Sweetens. If you have lodging set up, by the way, message me and let me know what lodging you have set up. But I may have some other guys that, I don't need lodging for other guys. I just may have folks up there that have lodging already set away. But if available, maybe I may take advantage of that. What else is happening? So Sweetens, that Bassmasters Classic this week.
That's cool. Yeah.
It could be a thing, Dan. Could happen. That's why I couldn't commit to the Quail.
I know. I get it.
Speaking of, I got to bring this up. There's a think about how to say this. There's a PGA professional at Quail Hollow.
There's 2 of them. Well, there's 1 now. Yeah.
Well, hold on. But I'm saying, there's a PGA professional. I'm not saying he's, I'm not saying, or she, it's just, there's a PGA professional that allegedly, if you could join this sleazy little thing that's going on, I'm Harry, baby, a member. So
nice.
I don't know. I mean, last time I saw him, I was definitely drinking a lot. I know you're surprised by that.
Yeah, that's a shocker.
What else we got going on?
That's it, man. A good week of golf coming up. Hey, good week last week with the Live and the PGA. Very entertaining over the weekend. Let's hope there's no writer's strike because that would impact the fall TV schedule.
Ooh, our show is definitely going to go. We're going to lose followers and we're going to lose ratings, and yeah, it's not going to be good.
It's not going to be good. Not going to be good. Nope.
Send a signal.
All good.
Hey, thanks for you and yours for liking the show, following the show. If you're listening to this or watching this on YouTube, sorry about that. I had to get a lot of refills today, but you should like and subscribe. You should also find us at Birdies_Bourbon so you can get in on the PGA Championship pick that we did with our friends at Rock Elite. And yeah, that's what I got. I'll be I got a few bottles of Clover from our Masters pick that I'll be bringing up to Sweetens next time I go.
Nice. There we go.
Yeah.
All right,
Until
cheers.
next time.